So Karl Urban just called this, yes, this very scene, the most challenging fight of his entire acting career. And keep in mind, this man has fought orcs in Middle Earth, blasted through space on the USS Enterprise, and even faced off against literal gods in the MCU. So what could possibly be tougher than all that? Apparently it involves a bow staff, a few broken dishes, and one very chaotic apartment training session. And that's not even the wildest part. Because as we dive into Karl Urban's new behind-the-scenes story for Mortal Kombat II, it turns out filming this movie wasn't just physically brutal, it was humbling, hilarious, and surprisingly personal. Karl recently sat down with Entertainment Weekly alongside director Simon McQuoid, Mortal Kombat creator Ed Boon, and his co-stars Tati Gabrielle, Adeline Rudolph, and Martin Ford. Together, they broke down the upcoming Mortal Kombat II trailer and revealed some seriously interesting details about the movie's most intense fight scene. When Urban saw his on-screen battle against CJ Bloomfield's Baraka, his immediate reaction was pure disbelief. "Oh my god," he said, laughing at himself. He explained how the stunt team handed him a bow staff to train with, something Johnny Cage is known for in the Mortal Kombat games. Determined to get it right, he decided to practice at home. Bad idea. "I was in my apartment flying this thing around," he said, laughing. "It went flying, I smashed a bunch of crockery, so that was the last time I practiced that at home." You can almost picture it, Karl Urban, this Hollywood veteran, trying to look like a martial arts master while his kitchen explodes behind him. But underneath the humor, he admits this was no joke. This was without a doubt the most challenging fight stunt combat sequence that I have ever been involved with in my entire career. That's saying something because this is the same guy who's done massive scale battles in Lord of the Rings, fast-paced action in Star Trek, and bone-crunching superhero chaos in The Boys. So what made this fight so difficult? Director Simon McQuoid explained that the fight takes place in a Tarkatan village, and unlike most of the film, which was shot on controlled sets and sound stages, this scene was done outdoors, under real sunlight in a dusty, almost apocalyptic environment. McQuoid said it was important that the scene feel raw, harsh, and alive. He explained it needed to feel bleached and brutal. "I wanted to get a sense that this was a real community." He revealed that his inspiration came directly from one of the more recent Mortal Kombat games. In the story mode, you go into the Tarkatan village, and I looked at that and thought, okay, we have to make this real. That kind of detail shows how dedicated the filmmakers are to capturing the world fans know from the games. But filming outdoors came with its own challenges. Dust got everywhere, the lighting changed constantly, and physical movement became harder under the heat. McQuoid joked about it, saying it was lots of fun out there in the dusk. For Karl Urban and the stunt team, it meant long hours of choreography under tough conditions, learning how to make every strike and spin with that bow staff look effortless. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Urban isn't just playing any character, he's playing Johnny Cage. In the Mortal Kombat universe, Johnny's a movie star, full of attitude and flair, but with real fighting skills underneath the flash. That means Karl had to channel not only Cage's ego, but his exaggerated showmanship. Urban also described another scene that made him just as nervous, but this time not because of the fighting, it was because everyone was watching. He recalled filming a sequence where Johnny Cage is shooting an action scene for his in-universe movie On Cage Fury. The entire Mortal Kombat II cast stood off camera to watch him perform. "It was a terrifying experience," he said. "These are guys who are all like, hey, we're gonna come and watch Uncaged Fury," and I'm like, oh, great, great, great. Imagine that, performing a goofy, over-the-top 90s style fight sequence in front of co-stars who are all trained martial artists. The pressure must have been unreal. Urban even joked about the costume, saying it looks straight out of the 90s, very MC Hammer vibes. "I turn up to work and I put on this costume and it's this 90s MC Hammer-esque kind of dude. I feel ridiculous. I know it's so Johnny Cage, it's right out of the game, looks amazing." Despite all that, Urban said it ended up being one of the most fun experiences of the shoot. "We leaned into it and had so much fun. One of my most favorite parts of shooting the film for sure." Now, hearing all this, you have to appreciate Karl Urban's humility. Here's a guy who's worked in some of the biggest franchises in the world, yet he talks about this project like it's his most challenging and rewarding work. That says a lot about his respect for the character and for the fans. But it also raises a fair question. Is Mortal Kombat 2 shaping up to be more physically demanding than fans expect, or are the cast and crew just hyping things up to boost excitement? It's worth remembering that the first Mortal Kombat film got mixed reviews. Some fans praised its fight choreography and grounded tone, while others felt it lacked the crazy, over-the-top energy that made the games iconic. So when Urban says this was his most difficult fight ever, it could mean that they're going all in on realism, or that they're walking a very fine line between authenticity and entertainment. Johnny Cage is a particularly tough character to get right. He's supposed to be arrogant but charming, confident but not unbearable. Too much ego and fans roll their eyes. Too little and he loses what makes him fun. From the sound of it, though, Urban seems to understand that balance. His stories, his nerves, the self-deprecating humor, the laughter, show he's embodying Cage's energy in a very human way. Now let's think about what this means for the movie itself. The Tarkatan village fight could be a major turning point for Johnny Cage's story. If the filmmakers are pulling from the modern Mortal Kombat games, that means Baraka and the Tarkatans might have more depth than before. They could be more than just monstrous enemies, they might have real motives and backstories, which adds weight to the battle. This could also be the moment where Johnny Cage finally proves he belongs among Earthrealm's warriors, not just as comic relief, but as someone who can actually hold his own. Given how much effort Urban put into training, it wouldn't be surprising if this fight ends up being one of the highlights of the entire film. McQuoid's approach to filming outdoors also hints at a shift in tone. The first movie was dark and enclosed, with lots of controlled lighting. This one sounds more open, more textured, almost like a war film in the desert. That could finally give Mortal Kombat 2 the cinematic scale fans have been asking for since day one. Still, the big question remains. Can they balance the gritty realism with the wild, fantasy-driven energy that makes Mortal Kombat, well, Mortal Kombat? It's a tough balance to strike. If they can pull it off, this sequel could easily surpass the first one in both action and heart. At the end of the day, what really stands out from Karl Urban's comments is how much he genuinely cares about getting Johnny Cage right. He's not just showing up and reading lines, he's training, experimenting, and putting himself through the grind to make the character feel authentic. That level of dedication is exactly what fans want to see. And the same goes for Simon McQuoid and the crew. Their goal seems clear: create a world that feels real and lived in, but still gives fans those big, over-the-top moments that make Mortal Kombat special. If everything Karl and Simon have shared so far is any indication, Mortal Kombat 2 might just be the step forward the franchise needed. A perfect mix of raw realism, fan service, and larger-than-life spectacle. But what do you think? Was Karl Urban the right choice to play Johnny Cage? Do you believe his most challenging fight ever will deliver the kind of jaw-dropping action Mortal Kombat fans are waiting for? Or are you worried that the movie might focus too much on realism and lose some of that game-style chaos? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you're as excited for Mortal Kombat 2 as we are, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Because this is just the beginning. There's still a lot more coming from this movie before it hits theaters, and we'll be breaking it all down right here. Until next time, this is Movie Sentry, and I'll see you in the next one.